This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, with the Barnes & Noble Arrow sale, 50% off, still going in full swing through September 29th, we thought we'd give you 5 recommendations in 3 different genres for you to check out, plus 2 Arrow discs that are a little trickier to find and more expensive. We'll tell you where you can watch these first in case you want to try them before you buy them. And also if we did episodes on these certain films, so you can check out those episodes for a more in-depth discussion. Let's check it out. Let's start with one of our favorite genres here on the channel, that is horror films. Going in chronological order, we're going to begin with The House That Screamed from 1969. This one's in Spanish with English subtitles. In fact, it was Spain's first major horror film production, and this is about a strict headmistress who runs a secluded school for wayward girls in 19th century France, and suddenly the students begin mysteriously disappearing. If you like giallo films and if you like thrillers, I think you're going to like this one. It has some of the same feeling as Psycho and Suspiria. It doesn't really get to the heights of those 2 films, but still definitely worth a look. There are actually 2 versions of the film here, the uncut version and then the US release, which of course is a lot shorter, and loads of extras. All of the films today have extras like booklets, and some have posters, reversible art. This one has a slipcover, and it does have reversible art here. And this is currently streaming on Tubi if you want to check it out there. I also did an episode on The House That Screamed if you want to look at that for a more in-depth discussion. Our second horror pick is Horror Express from 1972. This takes place aboard the Trans-Siberian Express, and among the cargo is a frozen monster, which may be the missing link, according to at least to an anthropologist who's also on the train, and taking him back to Europe. But when the creature begins to thaw out, well, then there's a problem. Now, the cast, get ready for this: Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and Telly Savalas. So you got those 3 guys on a train with a monster. What more could you ask for, right? Lots of extras here again, a booklet, reversible art involved. You can see this right now on Tubi if you want to. And it has kind of a Hammer film vibe to it also. So if you like Hammer films, I think you're going to like this one also. Our third horror pick is Flatliners from 1990. This is the original one, not the remake. This is about 5 young medical students who begin experimenting with near-death experiences, trying to learn more about what happens in the afterlife. But suddenly the lines between life and death become blurred for them. Now, one could argue this is more science fiction than horror, but I think it has elements of both in there. I hadn't seen this one since it was released in 1990. Saw it in the theater, and I was pleasantly surprised how well it held up. A big selling point, at least when it came out, was the young cast, the young upcoming cast, which included Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, and Julia Roberts. And I believe Sutherland and Roberts were a couple at the time when they made this. Again, this is a special edition with lots of extras and a booklet, etc. This has a slipcover and does have reversible artwork on it. So make sure you're getting the right edition that you want when you order this. I don't see it currently streaming anywhere online, but it is also available in 4K. Let's switch genres now and look at a couple of revenge films, starting with Irizumi from 1966. This one's in Japanese with English subtitles. This is about a seductive woman who gets kidnapped into prostitution, and then there's this one guy who has this kind of this weird skin fetish. So he really likes her skin, and while she's knocked out, he puts this big spider tattoo on her back, and that begins to sort of take on a life of its own, at least psychologically for her, and she starts to act out against all the men who did her wrong. Now this is the same cinematographer who worked on Rashomon and Ugetsu. It's the same screenwriter involved with Onibaba and Kuroneko. It doesn't quite reach the heights of those 4 films, but is definitely, again, worth a look. Several extras here, of course, reversible artwork, a booklet. I did do an in-depth discussion on one of my episodes on this channel if you want to check that out. Currently, I do not see Irezumi streaming anywhere. Now, for another revenge film, I'm going to do an honorable mention. I'll explain that in a minute. And that is for Over the Edge from 1979. This is about teens who rebel against the sterile suburb that was just built and against the clueless adults who live there with them. It's a favorite film of director Richard Linklater and Nirvana's Kurt Cobain. It's pretty underrated. It is based on true events. And the reason I say this is honorable mention is because it's not on the Barnes & Noble website. I don't know why, but you can get it through other vendors. You're not going to pay 50% off, which most of the things I'm showing you are about $20. So you're going to pay a little bit more. But if you're in the Arrow mode and you want to get a good Arrow disc, this is another one to look for. I did do an episode on this one. I believe I coupled it with River's Edge, I'm not sure, which is a good companion piece for this. And I don't see Over the Edge streaming anywhere. Our last genre for today is going to be neo-noir, and I'm going to pick Wild Things from 1998. This is about a detective in Florida who uncovers a conspiracy involving a high school counselor and 2 female students who accuse him of rape. There's lots of twists and turns in this film. You could also call this an erotic thriller. In fact, it is unrated. It's kind of a brightly lit noir because it's Florida. Great cast here. Kevin Bacon again, Matt Dillon, Neve Campbell, Denise Richards in all her glory. A couple of surprise appearances that I don't want to spoil here. This is another one I first saw in the theater when it was released in 1998. And watching it again holds up really well. It's just a lot of fun. This is the limited edition one with this hard book, and it's got the disc and then like a 55-page booklet in here, perfect bound booklet. So I don't know which editions are available, so you want to check out. There might be several different ones, some with a different cover, ones that might look like this. So check out which edition you want to get. And it's currently streaming on Netflix if you want to check it out first. And I also did an episode on Wild Things on this channel, so you can check that out too. Our second neo-noir pick is also an honorable mention, and that is Croupier from 1998. This was really the breakout role for Clive Owen. He's an aspiring writer in this one who takes a job as a casino croupier and then gets involved with a femme fatale and a heist, and we know when that happens, things don't go as planned. This is a Region B disc, so and it is a limited edition. There's a feature-length documentary about the director, Mike Hedges, on here. So this is not on the Barnes & Noble website, unfortunately. That's why I'm giving it as an honorable mention. Other vendors do carry it. I don't know if this limited edition is available or not, so it might look like this. It could look like that. So you just want to double check, make sure it has all the things that you want on it and which edition you're getting. But check out my episode on Croupier on this channel. And I do not see it streaming anymore. It was before, because I did watch it before I bought it, but not right now, unfortunately. So there are some recommendations for the Barnes & Noble Arrow 50% off sale. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. I do have a few discs on order, Arrow discs for this sale. Let's see if they show up. If they do, I'll do a quick video showing you what I picked up. Meanwhile, you can leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Subscribing is free. Also free is we're on the Letterboxd app under the Kazdoy Closet. There's a link in the notes down below there. That's where we leave brief written reviews of other things we're watching that we don't talk about here. Most recently, we watched Incoming, A Quiet Place Day 1, and Rio Grande. What's not free is You can get my ebook, True Tales from the Teacher Trenches, through Amazon.com. You can read it on a Kindle, or you can use the Kindle app to read it on a device of your choice. It's the ups and downs of 32 years of teaching high school English in a public high school. The good, bad, and the ugly. So getting pretty good reviews so far. It's going to set you back $1.99. So check that out. Otherwise, hope you like this episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.